zur dritten Episode von Back to the Future the Game. Wir sind jetzt in der Vergangenheit angelangt und müssen wahrscheinlich wieder irgendwelche Hinweise finden.
Hey, how you doing, Einie?
Tja, komm schon, Einstein.
Hey, how you doing, Einie?
Ja, okay, du willst also keine weiteren Tipps. Gut. Ja, vielleicht da? Nein, okay.
Hey, how
Er
you
sagt mir
doing,
das
Einie?
Gleiche. So. Aber ich finde es auch super, super episch mit dem Original-Soundtrack im Hintergrund. Das ist halt schon echt
According to
cool
the
gemacht.
newspaper, Doc's not in the courthouse. He's in jail.
Ja, aber wo haben wir denn den Knast? Und ja, Hinweise. Ja, nur er kann es sagen. Tja.
Wow, looks like they used a real shark.
Wäre echt voll witzig, wenn das so eine Anspielung gewesen ist auf, was war das im zweiten Teil? War das der weiße Hai 15 oder sowas?
I'm not so sure I want to stay in a place that welcomes transients.
Tja. So wirklich weiter komme ich jetzt hier eigentlich nicht, ne? Das ist bedauerlich. Bin jetzt einmal richtig blöd im Kreis gelaufen. Kann ich hier nicht. Ja, komm. Geh mal schön in die Richtung, Marty. Hier war ich. Warte, was ist das? Naja, das ist auch alles uninteressant.
Majestic Arbs. Transients welcome. I'm not so sure I want to stay in a place that welcomes transients.
Was ist das?
Majestic Arbs.
Achso, das Schild
Transients
noch.
welcome. Where is the jail in 1931 anyway?
Das Schild hatten wir
Wow,
schon.
looks like they used a real shark.
Komme ich hier irgendwie noch weiter? Natürlich nicht. Okay, was habe ich denn übersehen? Irgendwas habe ich auf jeden Fall übersehen. Die Frage ist nur, warum komme ich nicht weiter? So, da ist natürlich ein blöder Pfeiler gewesen. Irgendwie habe ich wahrscheinlich etwas ganz Offensichtliches nicht erwartet. Hier ist noch eine andere Straße, wo man hin kann. Ah, hier kann ich auch was machen.
McFly!
Biff?
Kid!
Grandpa?
That's Mr. Tannen to you, Artie. What are you doing out here?
Well, I was getting kind of hungry, so I figured I'd come down here for some free soup.
Just thought I'd come down for some soup. Think, McFly. The DA's throwing around subpoenas like Babe Ruth.
I don't think Ruth's a pitcher anymore.
Shut it! If one of those subpoenas landed in the hands of my number cruncher, I'd be in a whole lot of trouble. I could even get sent up the river. You wouldn't want that, would you? Would you?
No, of course not, kid.
All right, that's better. What are you looking at, punk?
Keep your eyes on the soup, kid.
Well?
Well, what?
Well, what are you still doing here?
Sorry, kid. I'll just run back to the safe house.
You do that. And McFly,
Yes?
that hat's too flashy. You better let me hold on to it.
Aw,
Now scram!
you got it, boss.
And
Die
don't
beiden
come out
Familien
until I
mögen
give you
sich
the
halt
all
echt nicht.
clear. I swear, if even one of you mooks could add 2 plus 2 without your fingers, I'd dump that wimp into the lake. Hey! Anyway, I'm off to make myself irresistible. Don't let anyone burn down the shop while I'm gone.
So.
I better not talk to him. I don't want to mess up his timeline.
Ja, das ist ein guter Ansatz, Marty.
Maybe I should go to the jail and talk to Doc before I start dialing random people in 1931. There's no way I'm gonna keep that door open without some help.
Ja, wahrscheinlich sollst du auch gar nicht rein.
Okay. Hey, never mind. Nice rack.
Yeah, we got all kinds of culinary enhancements back there. The kitchen's for management only, rummy.
Whoa!
Ja,
Nice rack.
ja,
we
ja,
got
ja.
all kinds of
Kannst du nicht
culinary
abbrechen?
enhancements back there.
So. Also, erstmal irgendwie zum Gefängnis kommen. Aber immerhin, wir haben herausgefunden, dass die McFlys auch in der Zeitlinie schon
Sisters of Mercy Soup Kitchen. Come for the
ich mit
soup,
den
stay for the salvation.
Cans hatten. So, das sieht doch nach Polizeistation aus.
Hill Valley Police Station. Cripes, this place looks old, even for 1931. Psst, Doc!
Marty,
Doc!
what are you doing here?
You sent for me, Doc.
I did? When?
May 14th, 1986.
1980? The automatic retrieval system, of course. I'd almost forgotten about that.
So what's our plan for getting you out of here?
Plan? We don't need a plan.
We don't.
Not in the slightest. The police picked me up for that speakeasy fire a couple of weeks ago, but the DA hasn't got a case. They're releasing me tomorrow morning.
So basically, I traveled 50 years into the past to deliver your car?
Sorry about that, but it's so wonderful to see you. We have a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, you might want to hold off on that, Doc.
Great Scott! I'm going to be gunned down by gangsters on the steps of the courthouse.
Why would they do that?
Guess they didn't approve of my burning down their speakeasy.
Very funny, Doc. Maybe now we should come up with a plan.
A plan, right. But what?
Also, die Zeit, ziehst durch, sprich mit den Gangstern.
Hey, maybe I could talk to the gangsters. Tell them they're about to shoot the wrong guy.
I don't think the criminals of this era are going to be very receptive to a complete stranger telling them that their secret assassination plan is misguided, do you?
Ja, könnte er recht haben.
Why don't I take the DeLorean, go back in time before you were arrested, and stop you from getting caught in the first place?
Don't even think about it. Without my unjust incarceration, the events that sent you into the past might never happen, resulting in a paradox of continuum-shattering proportions.
Jeez, we've been back together for 5 minutes, Doc, and you're already talking about the end of the universe. I've missed that.
Don't be ridiculous, Smarty. I was only referring to the end of the universe as we know it.
So, dann
I
Ausbruch.
suppose I could just get some dynamite and break you out of jail.
No, that's far too dangerous. Not just to me, but to random innocent people in the past. The repercussions could be... That's it!
What's it?
My rocket-powered drill.
You have a rocket-powered drill?
Not yet. I haven't built it yet.
You've lost me, Doc.
Listen, A few months ago, my 17-year-old self sent in a patent application for a rocket-powered drill. I abandoned the project after I never heard back from the patent office, but the prototype should be nearly complete.
Great, I'll just run back to your lab and...
No, I said nearly complete. You'll need me to help you finish it.
How the hell am I supposed to sneak a half-finished rocket-powered drill into your cell?
Not me. 1931 me.
Wait a minute, Doc. You want me to convince your 1931 self to build a rocket-powered drill to break you out of jail?
Precisely.
Won't talking to yourself cause, irreparable damage to the space-time continuum or something?
It should be fine. I've already invented the idea of the rocket drill. You've just got to goad my younger self into finishing the prototype.
Okay.
How am I supposed to convince your younger self to finish the rocket drill? Just tell him I need to break his older self out of jail?
Absolutely not. Whatever you do, you can't tell my younger self anything about time travel. I won't come up with the inspiration for the flux capacitor for another 24 years.
Then what am I supposed to...
Just be your charming self. From what I remember, I'm a pretty easygoing kid, so enlisting me in a scientific adventure should be a piece of cake.
Okay, let's say I go along with this crazy idea. Where can I find you? I mean, the other you.
How should I know? It was over 50 years ago. Why don't you go over to the soup kitchen next door and give my house a call? They'll know where to find me.
Soup kitchen. Got it.
Just stay away from the soup. It'll cause irreparable damage to your digestive system.
I guess I better get started. Don't worry, Doc. I'll get you out of here in no time.
I'm not worried. Once you and my younger self put your heads together, you'll be unstoppable.
Da bin ich doch mal gespannt. So, also wieder in die Suppenküche. So. Nein, du sollst da reingehen. Hallo. So.
Brown residence?
Hi. Do you know where I could find Emmett Brown?
Young Master Brown is currently tending to his clerking duties at the courthouse. Who, may I say, is calling?
The courthouse? Doc never told me he worked at the courthouse. I better not talk to him. I don't want to mess up his timeline.
Bin ich ganz deiner Meinung. So. Dann wieder raus und zum Gerichtsgebäude. So. Hier ist jetzt natürlich die Frage, wo haben wir das Gerichtsgebäude? Die man nicht davon... Warte, das ist doch bestimmt... Ja, da wo die... Im Rathaus ist das doch bestimmt. Ja, kann ich noch was sagen?
Doc!
Marty, have you found my younger self yet?
Wir haben gleich
So,
gearbeitet.
according to the British guy on the phone, you're working at the courthouse.
Of course. In the summer of 31, my father made me work as a junior clerk.
That doesn't sound like any fun.
I hated every minute of it. My father was, strict. In any event, you should head over to the courthouse right away and introduce yourself to me.
What does a law clerk do anyway?
Horrible paper shuffling task, but that's not important. Get yourself to the courthouse and find me.
Ja.
Where have you been all this time? I missed you.
I've missed you too, Marty. But I thought it was important to let you live your own life for a while, free from the insanity of time travel.
I gotta admit, it was nice to not have my family history blowing up in my face for a few months.
Besides, I've been busy raising my own unpredictable teenagers.
So how are Clara and the kids?
They're fine. Right now we're trying to decide where to send Jules and Vern to college. Clara prefers the 2020s, but I'm partial to the 1960s. We're planning on visiting you and Jennifer in 2011 soon.
Me and Jennifer in 2011?
Oh, forget I said anything.
Where'd the DeLorean come from? The last time I saw it had been smashed to pieces by a train.
It's a fantastic story. Do you remember when the DeLorean got struck by lightning in 1955?
Yeah?
Unbeknownst to either of us, the lightning produced a temporal duplicate of the time machine, one that was tossed 70 years into the future.
What?
I found out about it during a trip to 2025 and recovered it just in time to stop Griff Tannen from vandalizing the time stream.
Heavy. So that DeLorean...
Is for all intents and purposes the exact same machine as the original. Plus or minus little bells and whistles I've added over the years, of course.
Das ist halbwegs plausibel. Also, in Anbetracht dessen, dass wir uns über Zeitreisen reden.
Guess who I bumped into at the soup kitchen? My grandfather.
No!
Don't worry, I didn't talk to him or change his future or anything.
Good.
I wish I could, though. This era's Tannen is treating him like dirt.
Don't worry. If history plays out as it's supposed to, he'll soon be out from under Kit Tannen's thumb and free to live out his life as a humble accountant with your grandma. What was her name again?
Sylvia.
Right, Sylvia.
So, what were you doing in 1931 anyway?
Oh, nothing terribly exciting. Indulging in a little personal nostalgia, picking up a few rare out-of-print books to surprise Clara on her birthday, solving a historical mystery or two. The usual.
Usual? You lead a pretty unusual life, Doc.
It's an unusual universe, Smarty.
I hate to tell you, Doc, but your last time departed display is on the fritz.
It is? So how did you find me?
I found one of Edna Strickland's shoes in the DeLorean.
How did one of her shoes get in the DeLorean?
Einstein took it from her.
He did? How strange. Einie almost never attacks people. Not without a good reason, anyway.
So.
How'd you wind up in jail in 1931 anyway?
During my trip to the past, I decided to look into one of Hill Valley's unsolved mysteries.
The fire at the speakeasy.
Exactly. I thought I was safely hidden across the street. But when the fire started, there was a tremendous explosion, and I was knocked unconscious by a stray brick. When I woke up, I was here in jail, charged with arson.
That's horrible.
I know. Worse yet, I still don't know who started the fire.
Hang in there, Doc.
Gut.
Not the best choice of words, Marty.
Dann gucken wir doch mal. Kann ich hier nicht weiter? Verdammt. Dann gucken wir doch mal, dass wir irgendwie zum Rathaus jetzt kommen. Es wäre ja schon praktisch, wenn man laufen könnte, aber irgendwie will er nicht laufen. Also nicht schnell. So. Es erinnert so ein bisschen an diese alten Point-and-Click-Adventure, die LucasArts früher gemacht hat. Wie hier, wie hieß das hier? Ich glaube, Day of the Tentacle war so ein Klassiker, genauso wie die Indiana Jones Spiele. Ich glaube, das bekannteste war da Fate of Atlantis. Soll auch ein sehr gutes Spiel sein, habe ich aber nie durchgespielt. Ich habe es nur angespielt.
Don't touch those. These are very sensitive legal documents. Nobody is supposed to handle them but sworn officers of the court. Judge Brown says so.
Judge Brown? Doc. Nice to meet you. I'm Michael, Corleone.
Emmett Brown. But I am a law clerk, not a doctor. Now please get out of my way. I have important business to transact. Naturally, H2A multiplied by the inversion of H has to come out.
I don't need to go in there anymore.
Ja, dachte ich mir schon fast. Muss ihm also jetzt wahrscheinlich erstmal wieder hinterhergehen. Ist hier sonst noch irgendwas? Nee, hier werde ich nicht lang gehen. Einstein. Sag mal, wo dein Härchen hin ist.
Hey, how you doing, Einie?
Tja. Du warst mir wie immer eine große Hilfe, Einstein. Was habe ich sonst noch? Da habe ich nichts weiter dazu bekommen. Ach, da hinten geht er. Da jetzt rein. Dann müssen wir ihm wohl folgen.
Listen, Emmett, you don't know me, but I'm your friend.
I'm not big on friends. They get in the way of work.
What's this important business you're up to?
It's a legal matter, very complicated, very abstruse. I need to obtain 5 sets of initials on every copy of this writ of indemnification before before Judge Brown can even think of granting a waiver to the party of the first part.
You have no idea what it's about, do you?
That's how important it is.
So, Emmett, what time are you through with work?
Depends. On weeknights, Pop sometimes keeps me in the office till 9.
9 at night? But today's Saturday.
Right. So I probably won't get off before 10.
How about you knock off work early and I'll buy you a beer, or soda. What do you say?
Don't try to tempt me from my duty with sugary beverages. Keeping the wheels of justice turning, that's my one passion in life. Besides, if I left before 8, my pop would kill me.
See, I'm sort of in the science business myself. That's why I sought you out.
Not that I care in the least, because science is the furthest thing from my own area of interest, which is law, but I don't believe you.
It's true. I'm a scientist.
So tell me something, Mr. Scientist, from your vast storehouse of scientific knowledge.
The leg bone's connected to the thigh bone?
Amazing.
Listen, I understand you're working on a new invention in your lab.
Invention? You must have me mixed up with somebody else. I'm in law. I have absolutely no interest in science. Or do we take H to stand for...
Come on, wait up a minute.
You again? Can't you see I'm busy?
Okay, so you don't want your old man to know. That's fine. Listen, we all keep secrets. But I'm telling you, you can level with me about this science project of yours.
I am not a scientist. Go ahead, ask me what E equals.
What does E equal?
I have absolutely no idea. See? I don't know where you got your information from about me, mister, but you're wrong, wrong, wrong. Now if H stands for one-dimensional harmonic oscillator... Well, no. Gonna be the inverse.
Komm schon.
I don't need to go in there anymore.
Ja, aber er ist jetzt da drin. Verdammt. Gibt's noch einen Hinweis? Das gemeinsam hätten. Dann spreche ich doch noch mal. Obwohl, vielleicht ein Hund?
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
Come on, Doc. Emmett, drop the Legal Eagle Act. I got something more important for you to do.
Mr. Corleone, I'll have you know that the law is the very mortar that holds society together, and we in the legal profession are like brick masons building the edifice of the future.
Your dad tell you that?
Every morning.
Come on, you can trust me, Doc. Emmett, it's your future I'm looking out for, in more ways than one.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about you and science.
Oh, that word again! If you insinuate I'm a scientist once more, I'll sue you for defamation of character!
Dann fragen wir doch mal den alten Doc, was die für Gemeinsamkeiten hätten. Oh.
Psst, Doc!
Morty, how goes the escape plan?
Well, I met your younger self,
Great.
and I gotta say, you're kind of uptight.
What?
You won't even talk to me.
I find that hard to believe. Tell me what happened.
I tried asking him about your rocket drill, but he says he's not a scientist.
What? What? Father.
What's he got to do with this?
In 1931, I was still deathly afraid of my father discovering the truth about my scientific predilections, so I carefully kept them under wraps, practicing science at odd hours, away from his prying eyes.
That sucks.
It sucked a lot. Fortunately, I eventually stood up to him, but right now, my younger self probably thinks you've been sent by my father to check up on me.
What do I do to convince Teen Doc that I'm not a spy?
I'm not sure.
Tja.
Why does your younger self mutter all the time?
Muttering? Why would I be muttering? I never mutter unless... The Hill Valley Expo!
The Expo?
Yes, the Expo! How could I have forgotten? In a few months, the younger me will put on a demonstration at the Hill Valley Exposition, my first public foray into the world of science. Everyone in town will be there, including a number of noted inventors who shaped my career.
So, it was a big success?
No, it was a miserable failure, but it was a spectacularly miserable failure, one which marked my transition from an amateur garage scientist into a professional seeker of truth.
You know, your younger self seems really dedicated to the law.
It's a facade, I assure you. I had to keep up appearances to appease my father.
Okay.
Let's talk about your younger self's problems later.
Okay, but don't forget we're on a bit of a deadline here.
So. Sehr viel schlauer bin ich jetzt aber trotzdem noch nicht, wie ich ihn davon überzeugen kann, mit mir zu reden. Der gute Doc. Da ist er schon wieder. Komm. Ah, ich glaube, den hole ich nicht mehr ein, bevor er drin ist. Dann warten wir einfach hier gleich. So, wir reden also gleich über die Expo mit ihm.
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
Sounds like you're a little scared of your father.
Scared of my father? Pop is the most learned, just, incorruptible judge that Hill Valley has ever seen. The only people scared of Judge Brown are people with a dark secret to hide. And I don't have a dark secret to hide.
Emmett, about
Don't
your...
say it. Or do we take H to stand for the Hermitian line operator? But in that case,
Tja.
A multiplied by the inverse of A might well be equal to A's expectation value, but only if the coefficient of friction...
Das hilft mir jetzt auch nicht wirklich weiter.
Hey, how you doing, Einie?
Tja. Ah, warte. Ja, das macht Sinn. Ich hab doch hier dieses Tonband-Ding. Ah, was war das? Muss ich jetzt gleich mit X oder muss ich mit Viereck dann interagieren statt mit X?
Oh, think, Emmett, think. H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A. H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A.
Hm.
Or do we take H to stand for the
Okay. Nein, da lang. So, der alte Doc weiß mit Sicherheit, was das heißt. Dann gucken wir mal. Aber ich muss schon sagen, von der Atmosphäre und Charme ist es
So,
schon ganz
Doc,
cool.
does this ring a bell?
Oh, think, Emmett, think. H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A. H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A.
Good grief! Is that me? I sound so...
Young?
I was gonna say intense. I forgot how wound up I used to get.
Yeah, but what are you muttering about?
Oh, that's easy. It's Ivanov's conundrum. Just tell my younger self that H equals a Hamiltonian operator.
Won't giving him the answer mess up the time stream?
Only if it turns out that reality is actually nothing more than a holographic illusion created by the interplay of subatomic particles on a vast two-dimensional membrane.
So...
It'll be fine.
Diese Zuversicht. Okay. Dann gucken wir doch mal, ob wir ihn jetzt hier gleich abfangen können. Da ist er doch schon.
Oh, think, Emmett, think. H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A. H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A.
Nein. Das habe ich doch schon.
Or do we take H to stand for Hamiltonian line?
Nah.
H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A might well be.
Kann ich das nicht benutzen? Nein. Wie kann ich denn das abwählen?
Oh, think, Emmett, think. H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A. H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A.
Doc will want to hear this.
Ja.
Now, if H stands for one-dimensional harmonic oscillator, then naturally
Jetzt.
by the inversion of H has to come out less than what am I missing here? Well, no.
Ja, ich glaube, kriege ich noch? Nein, natürlich nicht mehr. Ja, er kommt ja gleich wieder raus. Der arme Junge muss ja die ganze Zeit hinterherlaufen.
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
Maybe H equals the Hamiltonian operator.
What did you just say?
I said maybe H equals the...
Hamiltonian operator.
Yeah.
Great Scott! If H is the Hamiltonian, then H to the A multiplied by the inverse of H can only be the same as the expectation value for A. That's it! That's the solution to Ivanov's conundrum, the problem I've been wrestling with in my head all week!
I'm sure you would have figured it out by yourself in a day or two. The way you figured out how to build that rocket-powered drill.
Where did you learn so much about science?
Machen wir es mal
Well,
so.
it's like this.
You know about my rocket power drill? Then there can only be one explanation.
What?
You're from the patent office. I confess I didn't quite know what to expect when I sent the paperwork, but I never expected this. Welcome! I'm at your service. What can I do for you?
Ah,
Can I see your rocket-powered drill?
Of course, of course. Naturally, it's just a scale model, but it's nearly operational. I can show it to you, say, first thing in the morning?
Nah, that's no good. I need to see a full-size model. That's fully operational. Tonight. Otherwise, we'll have to award the patent to a competing inventor, Dr. McCoy.
It can't be done! I mean, it might be possible to construct a full-size working model in that time frame, but I haven't got the main ingredient for the fuel.
I'll get it for you. What is it?
190 proof grain alcohol. And you know how difficult it is to get a hold of alcohol these days.
Especially now that someone's blown up the speakeasy.
And besides, there's no way I can get off work until I've delivered the subpoena. It's part of the investigation into the business affairs of Kid Tannen. Is it vitally important you see that rocket-powered drill today?
Yes. Is it vitally important you deliver that subpoena today?
Yes!
Listen, I'll help you deliver it, and I'll see to it you get the alcohol you need. If it'll help you get that drill finished by tonight. Deal?
Deal. Here's the subpoena.
Arthur McFly? I've got to subpoena my grandpa?
No! It's Kid Tannen!
Hallo, mein Freund.
Hey, I just saw him at the soup kitchen, yelling at Arthur McFly.
I'm not surprised. Arthur does the books for his business.
What kind of business?
That's what the DA is trying to find out.
Let's go talk to him.
No!
Why not? Kid Tannen can tell us where Arthur's hiding.
Yeah, well, he can also have us fitted for a Chicago overcoat.
So, an der Stelle mache ich dann mal einen